If you think of the most iconic fighter jet ever built, there's a good chance one image comes to mind. Twin tails, swept wings, afterburners glowing orange as it launches off an aircraft carrier into the open ocean. This is the F-14 Tomcat. For more than 30 years, the F-14 was the United States Navy's ultimate defender, built to hunt enemy bombers before they even got close to American ships. It was fast, powerful, complicated, and expensive, but when it worked, nothing in the sky could touch it. Today we're breaking down why the F-14 was created, how it worked, what made it legendary, and why it was eventually retired. And now before we go any further, 99.5% of you guys are not subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see more like this. To understand the F-14 and why it was built, you have to go back to the Cold War. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, the US Navy faced a serious problem. The Soviet Union was building long-range bombers armed with nuclear cruise missiles. These bombers didn't need to fly over US ships, just close enough to launch. The Navy needed a jet that could detect threats from hundreds of miles away, intercept bombers at long range, carry missiles powerful enough to destroy multiple targets before they got too close. Earlier jets just couldn't do all that, and after the failure of the F-111B program, the Navy started fresh, and in 1969, Grumman Aircraft won the contract to build a new fighter, and that aircraft would become the F-14 Tomcat. One of the first things people notice about the F-14 is its swing wings. Unlike most jets, the F-14 could change the angle of its wings in flight. Wings swept forward for takeoff, landing, and slow-speed dogfighting, and the wings swept back for high-speed flight and interception. This gave the F-14 incredible versatility, stable on aircraft carriers, agile in close combat, and extremely fast at altitude. The wings were controlled automatically by onboard computers, but pilots could override them manually if needed. It looked futuristic, and it still does. What truly made the F-14 terrifying wasn't just how it flew, it was what it could see and shoot. The F-14 was equipped with the AN/AWG-9 radar, one of the most powerful fighter radars ever built at the time. This radar could track up to 24 targets at once, engage 6 targets simultaneously, and detect aircraft over 100 miles away. Paired with this radar was the AIM-54 Phoenix missile. The Phoenix weighed over 1,000 pounds and had a range of up to 100 miles. It was designed to destroy Soviet bombers before they could launch missiles. An F-14 could carry 6 Phoenix missiles at once, meaning one jet could potentially wipe out an entire bomber formation. No other fighter in the world had this capability. Unlike most fighters, the F-14 had 2 crew members. In the front seat, the pilot, responsible for flying the aircraft and engaging in combat. In the back seat, the Radar Intercept Officer, or RIO. The RIO handled radar management, target tracking, missile guidance, and tactical awareness. This teamwork was essential, and especially during complex intercept missions, where dozens of contacts filled the radar screen. The F-14 wasn't just flown, it was managed. On paper, the F-14 was a monster. The top speed was Mach 2.3, the ceiling was over 50,000 feet, massive fuel capacity, brutal acceleration with afterburners, but it had issues. Early models used the TF-30 engines, which were underpowered, prone to compression stalls, and dangerous during aggressive fighter maneuvers. Pilots had to respect the jet or it would punish their mistakes. Later versions like the F-14B and D received improved GE F-110 engines, fixing many of these problems and making the Tomcat significantly more reliable. Still, the aircraft was maintenance heavy and extremely expensive to operate. Despite being built for a war that never happened, the F-14 saw real combat. Before the Iranian Revolution, Iran purchased F-14s from the US, and during the war with Iraq, Iranian Tomcats scored dozens of confirmed kills, proving the aircraft's deadly effectiveness. The US Navy used F-14s in Libya, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Later in its career, the F-14 transitioned into a strike fighter, dropping precision-guided bombs while still retaining its air-to-air capability. It evolved far beyond its original role. And in 1986, one movie changed everything: Top Gun. Suddenly, the F-14 wasn't just a fighter jet, it was a cultural icon. Recruitment spiked. The Tomcat became a symbol of speed, confidence, and American air power. Even decades later, the F-14 remains one of the most recognizable military aircrafts ever built, thanks to this movie. The F-14 was officially retired by the US Navy in 2006, And you might ask why, but it was too expensive to maintain. The airframes were aging, and newer aircraft like the F-18